and welcome to Moving On. I'm Joanne Smith. Behind me is the Canadian Helen Keller Center, named for the deaf-blind American woman who smashed 19th century preconceptions about the abilities of people like her. Helen Keller was an author, a scholar, a suffragette, and a champion of deaf-blind people. Every struggle is a victory, she famously said. Here at the house named for her, deaf-blind people learn to live independently. Ryan McNary came here from Alberta to live for several weeks. This is the story of his struggle.
I'm 28. Yes, I'm 28 years old. I live with my father and his wife and my half-sister. My disability is Usher syndrome. Usher syndrome is a genetic disorder that affects the eyes and the ears. And I also have balance problems. I was born deaf, but my eyes were pretty good. And when I was a young child, my eyes started to deteriorate. I learned sign language from my mother and from school. When I was growing up, I did have a hard time. I felt very left out, and I felt that even the deaf community even put me down because I was also blind. It was hard for me to make friends. I can tell you about my eye problems. 3 years ago, it started to become very worse and more rapid. It made me feel more depressed and a loss of confidence. When there's bright light, it also bothers me. And now I'm starting to get holes. They kind of resemble dots in my eyes. The reason why I'm not that comfortable here is because the kitchen has windows and it interferes with my vision, and the counters are white. If the counters were dark, it would be easier for me to cook. I can only see pretty much 30% in a dark area. When I go outside and it's snowing out and there's white everywhere, my eyes get a little confused. And when people don't shovel and the roads aren't cleared, I begin to fall and stumble sometimes. I don't get frustrated. I'm quite used to it. And wearing glasses are also more safe for me to use, so it blocks out the sun and the brightness. I don't do a lot on an everyday basis. So I'm usually on the at home using my computer or trying to help out around this house. I really don't do that much every day. My parents do the cooking most of the time.
I wonder if the other one's in the...
Ryan was my firstborn. As a young father, I always wondered when Ryan was born, I said, what am I going to do with Ryan when he gets older? We have to make a life for this young man so he can continue. No, he couldn't live on his own right now because his sight is getting worse and progressively worse. So right now he has to learn the skills that'll carry with him once his sight is gone.
In Toronto. Here's something.
My goal for the future is to find a new place and get a new apartment. I found out about the Helen Keller Center from the internet. They will teach me how to use an intervener. They will teach me how to cook as well as clean using blindfolds. They will also teach me how to use a white cane through orientation and mobility. So they can prepare me for the future. So when I do become blind, I know what to do and I'm ready for it.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're okay.
The Canadian Helen Keller Center is a house located in North York that provides services to individuals who have become deafblind.
Do you want some help with that?
To help them to return
You're okay?
to the level of
Great.
independence that they were at before losing vision and hearing. There's only one Canadian Helen Keller Center, but we provide services to all Canadians. I look after all of the facility type responsibilities and manage programs, create programs for the students. So there are 3 bedrooms. There are 3. Yours is when you go up the stairs.
Do you want some help
In
with
terms
that?
of how I feel when people are first arriving at CHKC, I'm a little apprehensive because I've never met them before. First time that I meet my clients and truly understand their needs is when they arrive. I'm showing you the large print TTY. So across here, the letters are bigger. So is it true that we keep all of our food separate from the other residential students? Yes.
That's
My first
right.
impression of Ryan is that he's a very enthusiastic young man and very patient as well. The light, it makes it very difficult to communicate. It's very bright. Now,
So
in the next week or so, it's about observing Ryan and understanding what it is that he really needs.
It feels really great. Well, now I'm feeling really good, but I'm really tired. But I'm feeling really good.
Well, I'm really excited to meet new deafblind people and new faces. And I have talked to a friend on the internet, Elio, so I'm really looking forward to meeting them.
Quite often, this is one of their first real opportunities to admit to being deafblind. So they're not very happy about actually having to face up to that.
I'm going to be working with Ryan over the next 8 weeks or so to help him just be more independent in the kitchen. You can feel for the good ones. Feel them, make sure they're firm. Right. Right. Yeah, I wanted to observe the amount of vision that he had, what his capabilities are. I think he definitely knows what he wants. And but he does not know how to use intervention yet. You see me? They have black forest. They have roast beef. He would try to do it for himself, which is great. But when you're with an intervener, you can just ask them, "What is this?" Right here is lean. This, he never asked me once for anything.
So if we're approaching stairs or downstairs, it's not. If I meet a girl and I grab her like that, it'd be a different way, baby. Yeah, you'd be like, with a girl, but with an intervener professional just right here. Yeah. He knows some of what I was hoping to teach him or show him through this course. So he knows more than he thinks he knows. Right? Yeah.
today, what we'll do is first, I'd like to see you around the kitchen area, just so I can see what you can do, okay? And I thought maybe you'd like to make me a cup of tea. One of the first things we'll talk about is safety in the sink. No bowls, no knives, no cups, nothing left in the sink because it can be dangerous for other people. You okay? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Did you burn yourself? I lost control of the water and overflowed.
B. One and two. C. Good. There's my braille. Good. Homework. Homework. I'll give it to the dog to eat. The dog can eat it. It became pretty clear pretty quick that there was quite a mind there to stimulate, and that needed to be kept active. So we went further than I had anticipated today.
So here's Ilio. My name's Elio. I'm surprised. I'm surprised to meet you finally, Ilio speaking. I'm not surprised yet, Ryan. Well, okay, not yet. Oh, finally we met. And for 3 months or 4 months, we've been talking and typing to each other, and now we finally met. And yeah, it's great. Elio speaking, are you tired? Are you tired, Ryan? Yes, Ryan speaking, yes. I'm just a little bit, yeah, I'm a little overwhelmed. Well, I have Usher syndrome, and so I'm deafblind. I have 2 jobs, a full-time job at the grocery store, here at George Brown College. I work as a teacher part-time.
My son is 8 years old. His name is Griffin. Ryan is 6, and Sheridan is almost 2.5. And all of them don't have Usher syndrome. They're all hearing children.
Here. Dad has it? Oh, okay.
I look up to Elio. I look up to him like as a mentor for me, because he's deaf and blind, but also because Elio, like, he has a family, he has a wife and children. He has like a foundation like that. So I mean, it really made an impression on me that deaf and blind people, you know, like, they can overcome those barriers. He's a really nice man as well.
Elio speaking. I'm just thinking, do you know the Canadian Hearing Society? In 3 weeks they're having an open house. I think it's on a Thursday night. So if you want to go, it depends. There's like a club meeting there. We could go together to that. Maybe I can go on the subway and I can look around and check out some different places. Elio speaking. Well, with your intervener to help you, you can do a lot of different things.
Today, we're going to learn what to do when we enter a new room. Just write down when you're around the sink area or even on countertops to invert your hand and do it fingertips down. Because then if you happen to hit anything that's sharp, you're not going to cut your palm. I think maybe we're going to have to focus a little more on safety issues. Those considerations I don't think have been a priority for him.
Ryan says, on most part, it's been an excellent learning experience. But in a little way, they are annoying me by being overprotective for my well-being. I am used to being on my own. I'm a very independent person. So I've just asked Ryan, and when you first got here and went exploring in the neighborhood on your own without a cane, were you nervous at all, and how did you know where you were going? Ryan says, no, not nervous at all. I'm not that severe. I still have good vision remaining. Plus, I have good blueprint memory. Ryan says, I'm a very independent person, and I proved it. Last Sunday, there was an instructor who worked with me thoroughly the day. After we made lunch, I went out on my own, walking to store to grab coffee. After I got it, walking back, suddenly she seemed unhappy with me. She panicked because I went out on my own. Ryan says, I wrote Patty a little nasty by saying I expect this shit doesn't happen again, or I won't be working with her again. Ryan says, I usually release my cool by writing down a nasty note, speaking my own mind.
Quite often, this is one of their first real opportunities to admit to being deafblind. So they're not very happy about actually having to face up to that.
They have to accept the fact that there is a vision problem. They're not even aware of things like that you don't see the car coming, you could be hit by a car. They're not aware that they could run people over themselves. Because they don't realize what they're missing, what they're not seeing, because it's so gradual, eventually they don't know how much that they've lost.
Elio and I are friends. We started talking and everything sort of fell into place from there, and we became really good friends. So, we've had a really smooth time since then. We're really comfortable together. And he's also a lot of fun.
Okay, today we're going to go do laundry with you with the blindfold, okay? I have no idea what to do. You have to show me, okay? That's right.
Ryan says, yes, I have fly-through classes. Now Patty is telling me that instructors is running out of ideas. Ha ha. But I told her I would like to continue practicing to perfectize cooking, rehab, business writing, as I got rust to knock off.
Half of the people that come to CHKC are like Ryan. They have residual vision. They have the ability to look after themselves. It's more about confidence and also providing opportunities where they can practice safely. So when they come to CHKC and they go under blindfold, now they're actually focusing on developing future abilities or confidence that they'll be able to go into the future with confidence, being able to look after themselves.
I'm not totally blind. I can walk independently, but with the blindfold on, I need help and need some practice.
Canadian Helen Keller Center. We have a generous donation from Ontario Trillium Foundation, and that covers part of the cost of providing services. In terms of the funding that we receive from Trillium, it continues until our last payment in January 2006, and then we're good for 6 months. We're going to have to replace that major source of funding before Trillium runs out. There's so much work to be done. So basically, I'm just getting some envelopes ready so that we can send out information to people about deafblindness, and also hopefully to do a little bit of fundraising. CHKC depends on fundraising in order to continue providing services to people who are deafblind. Because we're the only training center in Canada, we do have a waiting list of individuals waiting to get in. I understand that you're flying through all of your classes. Originally, when you came to CHKC, your program was designed to be about 9 weeks long. At the rate you are going, and because instructors are running out of skills to teach, we should talk about shortening your program. Ryan has replied, "Now that adds a little more stress to me as I worry about my future."
On an end to his stay at the Helen Keller Center. In his remaining weeks, Ryan struggles to gain all the skills he needs to live on his own. Join us next week to find out what happens when Ryan returns to Alberta. See you then. Thanks for watching. I'm Joanne Smith. And welcome to Moving On. I'm Joanne Smith. Ryan McNary came to the Canadian Helen Keller Center to learn how to live independently. Ryan is deaf, and his vision, already quite impaired, will one day be gone. Last week we saw how Ryan's independent streak allowed him to learn quickly, but at the same time his self-confidence led him to treat some aspects of his training, such as personal safety, too lightly. As Ryan comes to the end of his course, his training becomes more difficult as he grapples with his impending blindness. Meanwhile, the Helen Keller Center confronts its own crisis as its funds dwindle. As we return to Ryan's story, he is planning his final lessons with Patty Grant, Executive Director of the Canadian Helen Keller Center.
Based on your feelings, Ryan, how long do you think you need to stay at CHKC? Ryan indicates that his head is spinning right now. He's not sure how long he really needs, perhaps 2 or 3 weeks, at least until May 15. He's not confident enough in his Braille abilities, and he would like to practice using intervener more. You can continue taking Braille, O&M, cooking, whatever you need.
How are you feeling after your meeting with Patty? Ryan said he feels great now. He knows what to expect.
Ryan still needs practice using his O&M skills in the dark and under blindfold because he needs to develop a level of confidence in his abilities.
I think he truly believes he is safe, that he can see the traffic, that he is taking in all the information, which I have a concern with. And the other is, I think, the deaf culture. He's grown up deaf, he's signed, been around deaf people, and with the sign language, the vision is number one. I mean, that's how you communicate with people, is seeing the signs and receiving the information. And so I'm just not quite sure if he's made the transition yet. That his vision is getting to a point where some things are going to have to be adapted. He's going to hang on to that last little bit of vision for as long as he possibly can.
My name is Elio. I'm the president of UPSG. Now we'll start introductions. To my left, my name is Leanne Hudema. I have Usher's syndrome.
Hi, my name is Ryan.
Hi, my name is Ryan.
This is my sign name. I have Usher's syndrome.
I have Usher's syndrome.
Type 1.
Type 1.
And I'm from Edmonton.
And I'm from Edmonton.
This is my first time here, and it's nice to meet all of you.
This is my first time here, and it's nice to meet all of you.
The UPSG, Usher Peer Support Group, stands for. We have meetings every month, and we have these group meetings, and we discuss our feelings of isolation and the negatives and the positives, and we try to make people aware of Usher syndrome. And with Usher syndrome, many people are in denial. They're hiding the fact that their vision is deteriorating. So we encourage them to come and join and to accept their Usher syndrome and their deafblindness, and not hide, but to accept it.
You can use other things other than an intervener. What would your cane tell you?
Yeah, that's true. I know that by using the cane, I'd be able to find out what's going on. I'd be able to travel in the subways, and I would know which way I'm going to be going.
How? What types of things would your cane tell you?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, Ryan, I would like to see how you enter the subway station, because I have not seen you on a subway lesson before or using your cane.
We're going to be going north to North York Station. We're going to be going south on there, and then when we go... We'll be going to North York Station, and I know that really well. But here is my first time here. So I feel very, very frustrated being completely blindfolded because I have no idea where I'm going.
I don't see the respect for the cane. If I'm trying to do a lesson with somebody who genuinely wants to learn how to use their cane, that's not proper respect for somebody who is going to lose their vision and would like to learn how to use a cane properly. So I need to take a few minutes and just have a couple seconds and regroup myself. Thank you.
Okay.
Everybody has their own idea of how they want to continue when their vision starts to deteriorate. I'm not quite sure if Ryan's at that point, if he really wants to be an independent cane user or if he wants to solely rely on an intervener. I sort of get the impression that he will use an intervener with sighted guide, and like he said, and if not, he'll sit around and wait.
Good thing I had my put there. I'm just lost, Ryan's saying.
Okay, Ryan, you did a really good job getting off the subway. So if you were confused, okay, and you were traveling by yourself, one thing you could do is ask someone for help. There's always lots of people in a subways.
Yeah, but if I'm getting lost and I ask for someone who's asked for help, I really don't know where the person is. I wouldn't be able to find the person.
Okay, but you have your cane, and you could locate somebody with your cane, and you could ask them to guide you to the Eaton Center.
Yeah, but I'm deaf. So how would I be able to communicate to them because I can't read what I'm writing and I can't tell them that I'm lost, and that would be a problem because the communication wouldn't be there.
Okay, I know they've talked to you about like carrying cards on you, saying you're deaf-blind and you need help.
Can I take out Can I take off the blindfold so we can communicate better?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Better?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I don't want to speak for Ryan, but I think that he's just a little bit, I guess, frustrated and just doesn't want to be completely blindfolded. I think it's enabling him to practice because at home he wouldn't be able to have this opportunity.
No.
Yeah, there's a little obstacle course there. Too bad the path
I know,
isn't
doesn't
here.
take you that way. Is this okay? This isn't the way we go, right?
No, this is the wrong way.
Okay.
This is to go to parking, underground parking and washrooms.
Okay.
So the subway is not here.
Okay, did a good job.
Ryan's saying wrong way, and he's taking off
Tell
his...
him to wait. Wait. Oh. You seem to get frustrated a little bit quick when you seem to get lost.
Yeah, I become frustrated really fast. I know that.
I see that. I mean, and that's understandable. You also need to give yourself credit for how well you're doing. Do you do that?
Thank you,
Good.
thank you.
Okay. When people are learning routes, they go over them over and over and over again. It might take 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 times for them to become very familiar with it.
So now I'm ready with these to go home and put marks. There was a few safety things and he picked up on that, so I think he could live independent with no problem.
His Braille, I mean, he's reading it without looking at it, and that is so hard. And it's impressive how fast he's advanced. The instructions and the recipes all written up in Braille.
Maybe you can find a job description for...
In Canada, there are approximately 15,500 people who are deafblind.
You say, I'm interested in working.
We provide training to approximately 20 people a year.
CHKC is in the 4th year of a 5-year grant through the Ontario Trillium Foundation. We are also very actively looking for permanent funding. Our funding ends in 2006. If the Canadian Helen Keller Centre closed, I would be very sad. This has been a dream for many people for, I guess, over 30 years. And the types of services that we provide are very necessary in the community. Ryan probably won't go home and take O&M right away because he feels very confident in his abilities to travel at this time. He did read that part of his instructor's evaluation. The fact that she expressed concern for him traveling in the community, especially crossing streets. And Ryan indicates that he understands what the concern is, but he's going to continue doing what he does now because that's who he is. He's a very confident individual. Okay, so I wanted to say good luck. Enjoy Belleville. Okay, it was very nice to meet you. Thank you. Bye.
As a student at CHKC, I learned many different skills. I learned how to use a cane. I also learned Braille. I learned how to live independently in my own apartment, my own room. I learned how to utilize an intervener. I really enjoyed the experience. So I feel very confident now.
I do see a lot of difference. Since he came back, we got him into his own apartment.
Are you ready to go? Yes. Do you want a cart? Right there. I'm looking for pizza pops. It says frozen entrees right here. Here it's new place and I don't come here a lot. So that's why I need an intervener to take me around and to show me. And so I can I can memorize it. And once I know my way around, I can become more independent. Okay. I just have a question. I was just wondering, I would like to pick up some Christmas decorations, so where would they be?
Just go around the corner, straight down and across.
Across. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm looking for 3 colors, red, green, and gold. That's all. Yeah, perfect. Most of the debit machines I can see, but this one's very dark. And so that's why I need to depend on you sometimes to read it. The bill. Thank you.
Have a good day.
The woman is saying hello. Hi. I'm interested in working here, and I was just wondering if I could have an application form so I can fill it out at home.
There you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.
You too, thank you.
I moved here on July 1st. I believe it's been 4 months. Well, this is a 1-bedroom apartment. There's a bathroom, living room, and kitchen. It's very comfortable. This is my first time alone in 10 years. Well, in my computer room, I do have a window, but I did cover it up to make it dark because it's easy for me to focus on the computer without any lights coming in. I learned new things from CHKC about cooking. I put markers on the microwave because it was hard for me to see. And I just added dots on it to identify the numbers and to mark the stove. Because I couldn't tell the temperature, so I used these special markers. I used a special red marker, and I can turn the dial to the certain temperature by looking at the red marker. The curry mixed with onions and boiled eggs. I learned that from Max, but I changed it a little. I changed the recipe a little. When I went to CHKC, it helped me improve and have more confidence in my O&M and with using the white cane. At nighttime, when it's dark out, I use the cane.
Oh, he uses white cane all the time. Now, like at night especially. During the day, he tends to, on cloudy days, he'll use it more. But it helps also for his safety on the street. I do see a lot of difference. Since he came back, we got him into his own apartment, and I find that he's much more confident in what he's doing and being the independent spirit that he is. The ability to run his own life again, you know, without having to depend too much on other people. It's been good, and for him to be able to get back into cooking and looking after himself. It was difficult at first when he moved to Leduc because he didn't know any friends or have any, but it's coming along pretty good.
So it wasn't the wheel. At CHKC, it was a great experience, and have connected with the deaf-blind community and made new friends.
Do you still keep in touch with Elio?
Oh, every day, yes. I know that my eyesight will decrease in the future, but I think positive for the future and my health.
That's our program for today. I'm Joanne Smith. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.